The two biggest emotional triggers in marketing and advertising.
Fear of missing out, FOMO, and hope for gain. Fear of missing out is really probably the strongest out of all of them, just because creating scarcity, grand openings, going out of business. Why are those like the two most successful promos strategies for businesses? Just because they understand the way that people look at the world, and the fact that when things are scarce, when things are new, when things are going out of business, that automatically sends something to somebody's brain that says there's going to be discounts. They're marking down all of their inventory. The grand opening, it's a new product, so they're probably doing specials when they first open the door. So it's by far the two best ways to do things. So in all of your marketing, if you can create scarcity where there's a fear in missing out on your messaging, in your offer, limited offers, only the first 100 people, things like that, where you're creating scarcity within your marketing message, that has an emotional trigger on people. And then the hope for gain, if you're selling a product that's aspirational, maybe a consulting company or a financial firm or a real estate agent or a fitness company, you're all selling the hope for gain on that, right? The fact that is, if you come and use this service, buy this product, that your life is going to improve in some kind of way, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, that there's a hope for gain. So the more you can weave that into your messaging, where you're touching on those emotional triggers, your marketing is just going to be a lot more effective. And how do you do that? You do that with good copywriting. You do that with good calls to action. You do that with good offers. Those are all the components that go into this fear of missing out, and touching on that emotional trigger of fear of missing out and hope for gain.
It's also creating a big sense of urgency.
Big time.
That's going to make customers act now.
Exactly.
And guys, if we have a bunch of podcasts about FOMO, creating FOMO, so if y'all want to go check that out, it just goes further into detail about creating FOMO. But yeah, those are two big ones.
Two big ones. The two biggest.
I think one of the things that we always talk about too, as far as promotions and having a promotion base, if somebody's always putting out discounts, it kind of gets watered down. But having a reason, and I think that FOMO is the reason. Like if you have a reason with the grand opening or going out of business, people can kind of relate to that as having a discount. Because they know there's an urgency to get rid of stuff or to drive people in, so they kind of can feel that. That's why Black Friday does so well.
Yep.
Because there is that fear, there's limited amounts to get that price on that specific item, so a lot of traffic goes to those things. So.
Yeah, like liquidation. In the automotive space, they used to use liquidation sales, just because people have this idea when businesses liquidate, that means they're just like it's a fire sale kind of thing. So that's a key word that we used to use, is we used to call them liquidation sales, because we knew the emotional trigger. People understood, hey, companies that are liquidating, that means they're selling things at a discount and getting them out the door. So just understanding the words and just these little nuances within marketing that are going to help your copy and content be much more effective, because you're touching, emotional. When you look at purchases, your house and your automobile are considered purchases. People are going to take time. They buy a house once every 20 years. They buy a car once every 3 to 4 years. Those are more, you're going to contemplate those purchases. But everything else is people's emotions, and where you eat, where you shop, things that you do every day. Those are all driven by emotional triggers. And so understanding those things and how to use them to your advantage is an important thing for a marketer to get the results that they want.